Angelman syndrome has recently gained more attention in the public eye, especially after actor Colin Farrell opened up about his son's journey with the condition. Farrell's candid discussions have shed light on this rare genetic disorder affecting the nervous system and development, leaving many people curious to learn more. In this video, we'll explore what Angelman syndrome is, its challenges, and how it impacts the lives of those with it. Whether you're new to this topic or seeking a deeper understanding, join us as we dive into the world of Angelman syndrome. What is Angelman syndrome? Angelman syndrome is a rare genetic disorder primarily affecting the nervous system and development. It is a neurogenetic disorder characterized by epilepsy, sleep disorders, movement disorders, neurocognitive impairment, and psychiatric comorbidities. It was first identified back in 1965 by a British doctor named Harry Angelman, who noticed some unique patterns in a few of his young patients. These children shared similar characteristics, like developmental delays, balance issues, and a particularly happy demeanor, often with frequent laughter. Because of this, Dr. Angelman initially referred to them as happy puppet children, a term that's thankfully no longer in use, but it highlights how distinctive the symptoms were. The root cause of Angelman syndrome lies in our DNA, specifically on chromosome 15. We inherit 2 copies of this chromosome, one from each parent. For most of our genes, both copies work together, but there's one gene on chromosome 15 called UB3A in which only the mother's copy is active in certain brain parts. In individuals with Angelman syndrome, this maternal copy either isn't working correctly or is completely missing. Without the proper function of UBE3A, the brain can't develop as it should, leading to the symptoms we see in Angelman syndrome. So in short, Angelman syndrome is a genetic condition that impacts how the brain develops and functions, resulting in a unique set of challenges and characteristics. Let's dive into the causes and genetics of Angelman syndrome in a way that's easy to understand. Most cases of Angelman syndrome happen because of an issue with a specific gene called UBE3A, which is located on chromosome 15. Now, in our brains, we get 2 copies of most genes, one from our mom and one from our dad. However, for the UBE3A gene, only the copy we inherit from our mom is active in certain brain parts. If something goes wrong with this maternal copy, it can lead to Angelman syndrome. The most common reason for this is a deletion or mutation in the maternal copy of UBE3A. This means that a piece of the gene might be missing entirely, or it's there, but doesn't work properly. Another interesting aspect is something called genetic imprinting. Normally, imprinting is a process where certain genes are stamped, based on whether they came from the mother or the father. For UBE3A, the gene from the dad is naturally turned off in the brain, so if the mom's copy has a problem, there's no backup to take over, leading to the symptoms of Angelman syndrome. It's important to note that Angelman syndrome usually isn't inherited in the traditional sense. Instead, most cases occur due to spontaneous genetic changes that happen by chance. These changes can occur either during the formation of the egg or in the early stages of embryo development. So it's not something typically passed down from parent to child. Angelman syndrome has unique symptoms and characteristics that set it apart from other genetic conditions. 1. Developmental delays and intellectual disability. Children with Angelman syndrome often experience significant delays in reaching developmental milestones, such as sitting up, crawling, and walking. 1. Intellectual disability is also a key feature, and while the severity can vary, most individuals require lifelong support. 2. Lack of speech or minimal speech development. One of the most striking characteristics is the limited speech development. 2. Many individuals with Angelman syndrome may not develop verbal communication at all, or if they do, it's often very limited to a few words or short phrases. 2. Instead, they tend to communicate through gestures, facial expressions, and other nonverbal means. 3. Frequent laughter and a happy demeanor. A common trait is frequent smiling and laughing, often described as a happy demeanor. 4. Balance and motor coordination issues. walking and movement can be challenging due to balance and coordination issues. Four, some might take longer to learn to walk, and others might struggle with movements like sitting up or holding objects steadily. 5. Seizures and sleep disturbances. Seizures are very common in Angelman syndrome, with many individuals starting to experience them before the age of 3. 5. These seizures can vary in type and severity, but are a significant concern for many families. 6. Hyperactivity and attention deficits. Hyperactivity is another common trait, with individuals often displaying high levels of energy and movement. Understanding these symptoms helps manage the condition and provide the right support to those affected by Angelman syndrome. Diagnosis and testing. Diagnosing Angelman syndrome can be a complex process, but it's crucial for understanding the condition and planning appropriate care. Let's walk through how it typically happens. The diagnosis of Angelman syndrome usually begins when a child's developmental delays, lack of speech, and unique behaviors raise concerns. Most diagnoses are made between the ages of 2 and 5 when these characteristics become more apparent. The gold standard for diagnosing Angelman syndrome is genetic testing. Since Angelman syndrome is caused by issues with the UBE3 gene on chromosome 15, genetic testing looks for these specific abnormalities. Here's how the process typically unfolds. 1. DNA methylation test. This is usually the first step. 1. It checks for abnormal patterns in the DNA that are common in Angelman syndrome. 1. If the test is positive, it indicates that there's an issue with the UBE3A gene. 2. Follow-up testing. Doctors might perform additional tests to pinpoint the exact genetic mechanism if the DNA methylation test shows abnormalities. 2. This could include fluorescent in situ hybridization, FISH, or comparative genomic hybridization, CGH, to detect large deletions in the chromosome. DNA marker analysis to rule out other genetic issues like paternal uniparental disomy, UPD, where 2 copies of chromosome 15 are inherited from the father instead of 1 from each parent. UBE3, a gene sequencing if the earlier tests don't find a deletion to check for specific mutations in the gene itself. 3. Importance of early diagnosis. Early diagnosis is vital as it allows for early intervention, which can significantly improve the quality of life for those with Angelman syndrome. It also helps parents and caregivers understand the condition better and access the necessary resources and support networks. Challenges in diagnosis. Sometimes diagnosing Angelman syndrome isn't straightforward, especially in milder cases or when genetic tests return normal results. About 15% of individuals with clinical signs of Angelman syndrome might not show typical genetic abnormalities. In these cases, the diagnosis relies more heavily on clinical observation of the characteristic symptoms. Understanding the genetic basis and getting a confirmed diagnosis through testing helps guide treatment and management, making a huge difference in the lives of those affected by Angelman syndrome. Treatment and management. When treating and managing Angelman syndrome, it's important to know that there is currently no cure for the condition. However, with the right approach, many of the symptoms can be managed effectively, allowing individuals with Angelman syndrome to lead fulfilling lives. Let's explore some of the key aspects of treatment and management. Symptom management. Managing Angelman syndrome involves addressing each individual's specific symptoms. Since the condition affects various aspects of development and health, a multidisciplinary approach is often the best strategy. 1. Seizure control. Seizures are a common challenge for individuals with Angelman syndrome, often beginning in early childhood. 1. Controlling these seizures typically requires medication, with drugs like valproic acid, topiramate, and clonazepam being commonly prescribed. 1. It's not unusual for doctors to try different medications or combinations to find the most effective treatment with the fewest side effects. 1. In some cases, a ketogenic diet, which is high in fats and low in carbohydrates, might be recommended to help manage seizures. 2. Physical and occupational therapy. Since balance, motor coordination, and movement issues are prevalent, physical and occupational therapy plays a crucial role. 2. These therapies help improve motor skills, enhance coordination, and promote independence in daily activities. 2. These therapies can make a big difference in mobility and quality of life for children who struggle with walking or have a distinct gait. 3. Speech therapy and communication tools. Many individuals with Angelman syndrome have little to no speech development, so speech therapy is essential. 3. Although developing speech can be challenging, therapists often use alternative communication methods. 3. These might include sign language, picture-based communication boards, or speech-generating devices. 3. The goal is to help individuals express themselves in whatever way they can, enhancing their ability to interact with others. 4. Behavioral therapy. Hyperactivity and attention deficits are common in Angelman syndrome, and behavioral therapy can help manage these behaviors. 4. By working with a therapist, individuals can develop strategies to improve focus, reduce hyperactivity, and cope with frustration or anxiety. 4. This therapy is often tailored to the individual's needs and may involve family members to ensure consistency at home. Managing sleep issues. Sleep disturbances are another frequent issue. Many individuals with Angelman syndrome have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. To manage this, doctors might recommend melatonin supplements or other medications. Creating a consistent bedtime routine and ensuring a calming sleep environment can also be helpful. Family and community support. Living with Angelman syndrome isn't just about managing the medical aspects. It's also about ensuring that individuals and their families have the right support. This can include connecting with support groups, engaging with specialized educational programs, and accessing resources that help families navigate the syndrome's challenges. The Angelman Syndrome Foundation and other organizations provide valuable support networks and information. Ongoing research and future therapies. While there's no cure yet, research into Angelman syndrome is ongoing. Scientists are exploring potential treatments like gene therapy that could one day target the underlying genetic causes. For now, the focus remains on improving the quality of life for those affected by the syndrome. Living with Angelman syndrome. Living with Angelman syndrome presents unique challenges, but with the right support from family, community, and specialized organizations, individuals with the condition can lead fulfilling and joyful lives. Let's dive into what life with Angelman syndrome looks like and how support systems play a crucial role. The importance of family and community support. Family support is essential to living well with Angelman syndrome. Families are often the primary caregivers. Their understanding, patience, and love are essential. Caring for someone with Angelman syndrome can be demanding, but it's also incredibly rewarding. Families become experts in their loved ones' needs, celebrating small victories and finding joy in the unique personalities that individuals with Angelman syndrome often have. The broader community also plays a vital role. This includes friends, neighbors, teachers, and healthcare providers who help create a supportive environment. It makes a huge difference when the community understands Angelman syndrome and is willing to adapt and provide support. Inclusive schools, workplaces, and social activities help individuals with Angelman syndrome feel valued and included. Support groups and organizations. Support groups and organizations are among the best resources for families and individuals affected by Angelman syndrome. Groups like the Angelman Syndrome Foundation offer a wealth of information, from medical advice to educational resources. They also provide opportunities to connect with other families who are on the same journey, which can be incredibly comforting and empowering. These organizations often host events, fundraisers, and conferences where families can learn about the latest research, share experiences, and build a support network. Knowing that there's a community of people who understand and are facing similar challenges can help alleviate feelings of isolation and provide practical advice for day-to-day life. Living a fulfilling life. With the right care and support, individuals with Angelman syndrome have the potential to lead happy and fulfilling lives. While they may have significant challenges, they also have a strong capacity for joy and connection. Many people with Angelman syndrome thrive in environments where they can enjoy activities such as music, swimming, or spending time with loved ones. Structured routines, personalized therapies, and consistent support enable them to achieve their fullest potential. Progress might look different compared to neurotypical peers, but every step forward is a reason to celebrate. Advances in research. Some studies suggest gene therapy offers promising approaches for treating Angelman syndrome, while others indicate it is not yet a cure and that more research is needed. Gene therapies offer a promising approach to the treatment of Angelman syndrome, but there is currently no cure for the disorder. Thank you for watching our video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment below.